Welcome to another exciting edition of our interview segment. Of course, today we'll be chatting with the Jamaican High Commissioner. He is nobody but Esmond Clair Reid. Your Excellency, nice having you on our platform.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, can you give us a little brief of yourself?
Myself? Well, I have been a Foreign Service officer for the last 30 years. I started working in the Jamaican Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade right after I left university. And so, yes, I can't believe that 30 years have gone by already. I am a very outgoing person. I like discovering new places, learning about different cultures. I'm also interested in different sports. Many of them, I mainly watch them more than participate in them, but at the same time, I do enjoy athletics and jogging and playing some football whenever I can, and table tennis. And as I said, I love meeting people and engaging with people and doing things, especially meeting new people from different cultures and different backgrounds, and experiencing languages and so on. So I hope that I'm a fairly well-rounded person.
You've been the ambassador to Jamaica for 2 years now. Can you share with us your experience so far?
Here in Nigeria, well, yes, it's just over a year and a half now. I arrived in March 2019, and it has been a very interesting experience so far. I've been able to engage with people both in the official government public service as well as private sector individuals. I've met many people in the diplomatic community. Nigeria has a very extensive diplomatic community. I've been able to visit different parts of Nigeria, and it has been very, very eye-opening for me to see how people have organized themselves to engage in business and in cultural activities, and I've enjoyed it so far, and I look forward to doing even more for the rest of the time that I have here.
Is it the same thing in Jamaica? Do we have anything similar to that in Jamaica?
Oh yes, there are many similarities. And in fact, as you know, many Jamaicans can chart their routes to West Africa, to Nigeria included. Of course, we have many similarities in terms of food, in terms of some of the words we use in our language,
like
our local patois that we speak in Jamaica. You want an example of some of the words we use? I think the word mumu that you use here is something we have in the local patois, which means a silly person, don't be a mumu. And there are some other words. I'm trying to remember now. But you see, because our patois has borrowed words from different West African regions, so mostly Nigeria and Ghana. So, some of the words have been modified over time.
Okay. What are the areas of bilateral relations between Nigeria and your country?
The relations have fluctuated over time, but certainly we are involved in various aspects of cultural cooperation. We have engaged in security cooperation. The Nigerian National Defense College, for example, has made 2 study tours to Jamaica in recent years, one in 2015 and the other one last May, in May 2019. And that was a very good exchange between, as I said, high-level military personnel from Nigeria who visited with their counterparts in Jamaica and had a chance to observe, many local operations and engaged. They also engaged with local people as well. We are engaged in cooperation in education services. We have many Nigerians who have been visiting Jamaica for tourism purposes as well, for weddings, for birthday celebrations, or just to discover Jamaica and experience the very high quality tourism product.
So Jamaica is a place to be. People can actually visit for weddings, like you said, and birthday parties.
Yes. Jamaica is the place to be for everything that you want to experience in tourism. It is a tremendous destination, and even as I said, even now in the midst of COVID, we are able to keep the industry going, and we are welcoming visitors from all over the world, following, of course, set protocols.
Let's talk about the diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and Jamaica, which was consumed on April 29, 1970, and is now 50 years. Can you give us an insight on the journey so far?
Oh, yes. The diplomatic relationship is one which we have cherished. So this year is our golden jubilee of the establishment of diplomatic relations. And we had wanted to organize different activities to commemorate this, as you say, this journey. But sadly, because many of the activities would involve gathering people in close proximity, that could pose challenges for the efforts to practice social distancing and so on. So over the 50 years, we have organized various cooperation activities. One highlight of that has been the work of the Technical Aid Corps program that the Nigerian government has maintained, has made available to countries like Jamaica. And we are very appreciative of the support we have had from that. We have had volunteers who have visited Jamaica to offer services in health, in craft and culture, in specialized services, things like dance. That was something that was done very recently. We had a dance instructor teaching traditional folk dance. We have had master craftsmen who have supported our efforts to do enhanced craft work in our tourism sector and in the manufacture of local craft. And as I said, we have had nurses and various people in different areas. So that's in terms of the bilateral work we have done. Of course, multilaterally, Jamaica and Nigeria are very close collaborators in bodies like the United Nations, in the Commonwealth, in the African, Caribbean, and Pacific group of countries. And we work together on various themes on the international agenda: climate change, on human rights, on international peace and security. Yes, the cooperation has been very diverse and very extensive, and we have had the establishment of the Nigeria-Jamaica Joint Commission, and we have had 3 meetings so far since the commission was established in 1999, and we had hoped to have the 4th meeting earlier this year, but again, the COVID-19 pandemic came and interrupted the plans for that. So certainly at the earliest opportunity, we will look to convene that meeting, which should be held here in Abuja, because the previous 3 meetings were in Jamaica. So the government of Nigeria has agreed to host the 4th meeting, and that will allow us to take our relationship forward to new heights in different areas of cooperation.
What about the trade relationship?
Oh, the trade relationship has also fluctuated over the years. Up to around 2014, Jamaica had a positive trade balance with Nigeria. At that time, we were exporting mainly alumina, which is one of our primary mineral products. But since then, of course, the global demand for alumina has fallen off. And so our exports have declined significantly. We primarily now export coffee and some confectionery products and some paper products as well, but still on a very small scale. Whereas from Nigeria, the trade balance is now in Nigeria's favor, largely through importation of liquefied natural gas and a few other items, ginger and groundnuts and things like that. But we want to strengthen that. We really want the level of trade to be enhanced. Obviously, as you know, trade is comprised of goods as well as services. So tourism is an area which offers a lot of potential. And even in this, our Jubilee year, we here at the mission are in dialogue with certain partners, and we are hoping to be able to initiate at least an anniversary charter in the first instance, which should allow for Nigerians to be able to travel to Jamaica directly. And then we are hoping that this can be sustained going forward. So this is something you should listen out for, that we are actively working on, because the absence of direct air connection is one of the primary obstacles to the enhancement of trade opportunities. So once we're able to have those direct connections, as I said, you'll be able to move people and you'll also be able to move goods. And certainly we have products on both sides that would be of interest to each other's domestic market.
What other area of relationship are you looking at, the nearest future, between the two countries?
Oh, well, as I said, we want to strengthen the areas of cultural cooperation. Okay. The Nigerian Nollywood film industry is one of the most recognized globally, whereas we in Jamaica have also developed a strong film industry, which would allow for cooperation on both sides. Of course, not just in the area of film. We also, of course, have music as a strong area of cooperation. Jamaican reggae music is internationally recognized. Nigerian music, Afrobeat, is also globally recognized. We have had artists from Nigeria performing at Jamaican music festivals, and we have had Jamaican artists also coming here to perform. I believe last year we had Jamaican artists, the Grammy-winning Coffee performing here. And so those are our areas. Fashion is also a strong area with a lot of potential. Education services. We have Nigerian and Jamaican universities who are cooperating, and of course there's room for more cooperation at other levels of education development. In the area of oil and gas exploration and trade, that's also, we used to have a facility in place for getting Nigerian petroleum resources. That was suspended, but we are also looking to reestablish that in the very near future. Of course, there are opportunities for cooperation in bilateral investment, in the operation of a bilateral investment treaty. Certainly, there are many areas in Jamaica where Nigerian investors could consider investment operations. We have a logistics hub that is being developed, which would, because Jamaica's natural geographic location at the center of the Caribbean would allow us to be able to export products that are manufactured in Jamaica to multiple destinations. We are just a little over an hour and 20 minutes from the American mainland. We have good connections to Canada, to Europe, to South America, to the Caribbean, to so many places. So there are tremendous opportunities. Plus, we have a very highly trained labor force. which would afford strong training and development opportunities for prospective investors in different areas of production and manufacturing, for example. As I said, we have opportunities for, I mentioned education services already. As I said, industrial development for sports. Of course, how can I leave sports out of the discussion? Jamaica is globally recognized in sports as well as Nigeria. So certainly we could cooperate in terms of both male and female football, games and training opportunities, in athletics development. It's extensive, both at the level of professionals as well as amateurs. So the sky is the limit.
Wow.
In terms of what we
can let's
do.
talk about the bilateral air service agreement.
Yes.
Which has been one of the primary agreements of your country. The country have been working to actualize with Nigeria.
Yes.
What's the current situation on that?
The bilateral air services agreement is one which both countries initialed some years ago in 2011. But there are a few areas that need to be finalized and ironed out. And that is one of the agreements which we were hoping with the scheduling of the fourth Jamaica Nigeria Joint Commission would have been able to conclude. And so both sides still need to concretize the elements to finalize it. But they are able to undertake many of the provisions administratively. So even though the agreement hasn't been finalized, there are still opportunities for cooperation within the framework of the agreement as it exists as I said, in the draft stage, which has been initialed. So both sides have broadly agreed to the broad framework, but we just need to, as I said, iron out some of the details. So that is something which is high on the agenda, because as I mentioned before, the air services would facilitate greater cooperation in trade, in people-to-people contact, tourism development, so many areas. So that's
do we have like Nigerians living in Jamaica? Do we have like Nigerian community?
There are Nigerians living in Jamaica. They are engaged in different aspects of life in Jamaica. Some of the prominent Nigerians are involved in tertiary education. Some are involved in the health sector. I know of Nigerian doctors who are actively engaged in the health sector. Some are involved in pharmacy operations, in private sector operations, doing retail trade,
in
and
Jamaica?
so on. In Jamaica, yes. There are many Nigerians operating at different levels, and they have communities there who are doing different cultural activities as well. The Nigerian High Commissioner and the High Commission in Jamaica, they organize different activities to engage their nationals in Jamaica from time to time. I have certainly participated in some of the activities that have been scheduled, and it has been very enlightening. So they are there. Okay. Just as we have Jamaicans here in Nigeria who have been here for a very, very long time. And the Jamaicans have made a very strong contribution to Nigeria's development. In fact, there is a Jamaican, she's Jamaican Nigerian because she's a product of a Nigerian union, who has written a book on the contribution of Jamaicans to Nigeria's development, and that book is due to be published very soon. So you certainly should be
Jamaica or Nigeria?
The book, it will be published here in Nigeria.
Wow.
And it certainly chronicles, the arrival of Jamaicans from the 1800s.
Wow.
So you can look out for that book as well, and it will be very enlightening to see just how extensively Jamaicans have engaged in Nigerian development.
Okay, let's talk about the cultural heritage now. Jamaica is well known and recognized globally for her rich cultural heritage. What do you think? What's the level of relation between the two countries, your country, Jamaica and Nigeria? What are the benefits? What are they benefited from each other?
Or from our cultural engagement?
Heritage, yes.
Well, we have, as I indicated, we have shared in different cultural forms. So let's take music. Reggae music has influenced a lot of the musicians here in Nigeria. We hear it a lot, as I said, in the Afrobeat. That is very popular now. There's certainly a strong Jamaican reggae influence in that. Certainly in the area of fashion, I'm aware of Jamaican fashion houses and model agencies that have Nigerians as part of their team, and we also have cooperated in terms of, as I said, the work of the Technical Aid Corps volunteers. We've had the master craftsmen who have come and shared their expertise in the development of the craft industry. We've had folk dances. As I said, Nollywood representatives have engaged with Jamaican entities, and they are looking to do joint films. In fact, I believe they've already done some work on film production. Of course, there's ample room to do much more in that area as well. Certainly, culinary cooperation is another area which we can explore, because Jamaican food and Nigerian food have many similarities. We both have spicy food as a strong aspect of our cuisine. Jamaican jerk chicken is world renowned, which is quite spicy. In Jamaica we do something called curried goat, which is made with various spices. And here in Nigeria you have goat pepper soup, which is also very, very tasty, very spicy. Of course, as I said, you do jollof rice. We do rice very often. We do rice with kidney beans, and so there are various things we can do. We do a lot of seafood in Jamaica, and I believe this is, in fact, that's one of the things we had hoped to have as part of the Golden Jubilee anniversary, to have a culinary exposition that would allow us to showcase traditional Nigerian cuisine, Jamaican cuisine, and then see how we could have a fusion of both areas of food development. So we're still hoping to do that once we manage to overcome some of the immediate challenges of COVID. So as I said, we want to do cuisine, we want to showcase fashion, we want to showcase art and music, so many areas. And as I mentioned, of course, we want to have this charter facility to allow players from both sides to travel and experience on a more sustained basis what each country has to offer.
Let's talk about reggae music now. Jamaica is well known for reggae music.
Yes.
How can you compare Jamaican reggae with African reggae? Is there any comparison?
Well, of course there would be room for comparison. I mean, reggae music is universal. And we are, of course, happy to see that we have been able to positively contribute to musical development here in Nigeria, in Africa in general. Of course, as I said, reggae is Jamaica's gift to the world. And so internationally, I mean, reggae music is I can't think of anywhere in the world where reggae music is not recognized and appreciated. And so, of course, here in Nigeria, I travel around, I hear reggae music being played on different radio stations. There are, reggae influences I have seen in you know, in the way people dress in certain settings, in the way they talk, in the way they express themselves or their outlook on the world. Because reggae music promotes love and peace and unity, and those are strong, positive, you know, philosophies which the whole world should embrace. And so, as I said, efforts have been made to strengthen cooperation in music. You know, artists from both countries have participated in different festivals and events, and we want that to be strengthened and to be expanded in the near future.
So, who is your best reggae artist?
In Jamaica?
Yeah, in Jamaica. In Nigeria. Who's your best reggae artist?
Well, certainly in Jamaica, Bob Marley remains, you know, the legendary Bob Marley stands as well one of my favorite artists. Of course, there are others who have come up since he transitioned. I appreciate other artists, of course, Jimmy Cliff, Buju Banton, you know, Coffee as a young upcoming artist now. But, you know, many of the Jamaican artists, you know, the ones especially who promote strong, positive lyrics for you know, human development. That's always well appreciated by me. Here in Nigeria, I've listened to music, Wizkid and Patoranking.
So you like Wizkid and Patoranking?
You know, yes. I've listened to what they have to offer. So, and obviously there will be more who will be coming up over time, because music is so dynamic, and yes, it's a strong part of both cultures.
What's your view about Nigeria within this your short stay in the country?
No, I think Nigeria is a country that is playing a strong role in international development. It's certainly a leader in Africa. Nigeria has made great strides since its independence in 1960. The Nigerian people are very proud. They work hard, and they have sought to build the country, to diversify the scope of operations. I'm always impressed by, you know, the work that people are engaged in different spheres. As I said, look at the growth of Nollywood, for example, as a global industry that is widely respected. Of course, your role in the international production and trade in mineral resources, you know, in various forms of agriculture. And as I said, certainly we appreciate Nigeria's role as a bilateral partner in terms of South-South cooperation through the work of the Technical Aid Corps program and so on. So, as I said, I hope that for the rest of the time I'm here, and I'll be able to visit more places and to meet people from all walks of life, and to further my awareness of Nigeria. As I said, the historical bonds between Jamaica and Nigeria are significant, and you know, we're linked by blood and by history and by a common desire to grow beyond our current status as developing countries. You know, to expand the quality of life for our citizens.
What are the arrangements being put in place for organizing the fourth section of the Jamaica and Nigeria Joint Commission, which has earlier been put on hold due to the COVID-19? You know, you mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
So where is the proposed venue of this section?
Oh, it will be here in Abuja.
Oh.
The fourth meeting of the Joint Commission will be held here in Abuja. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the primary coordinator here in Nigeria, and together with the Nigerian High Commission in Jamaica, as well as our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, all the logistics and the arrangements for the topics to be covered, for the personnel on both sides, all of that will be advanced at the earliest opportunity, subject to how quickly we are able to overcome the limitations that are placed on us by the COVID-19 pandemic. But we certainly look forward to having the meeting very, very soon. And, you know, in addition to the meeting, we're hoping to provide opportunities for private sector representatives from both sides to meet, so in a kind of trade mission as well, so that, you know, people can see products that are available, products and services from both sides.
Okay.
So
Nigeria is going to be 60. Do you have any message for Nigeria, and what advice do you have for Nigeria?
Well, I don't know that I'm qualified to give advice per se, but certainly I would want to encourage Nigeria to continue on its path of pursuing growth and development. I'd want to encourage all Nigerians to support the growth and development of the country, to continue to engage with partners like Jamaica in finding mutual opportunities for development of relations on both sides. I certainly want to encourage Nigeria and Nigerians to see themselves as global leaders in different spheres, and to ensure that especially young Nigerians can be proud of their heritage and to seek to build on that, to ensure that wherever Nigerians are, they can be recognized as global leaders. With, you know, and of course they're already doing that in many areas and in many parts of the world where they operate, but certainly externally and internally here. You know, I want to encourage unity and unity of purpose and unity in terms of everyone working together to build the country and to strengthen its growth and development, so that for the next 60 years, Nigeria will assume a place as a global leader in every possible sphere, in much the same way that Jamaica wants to assume that role as well as a global leader. And we can certainly achieve that as we strengthen our cooperation and our bilateral and multilateral relationship.
What about people, Nigerians living in Jamaica? Which advice do you have for them?
I certainly want them to use the opportunity of their presence in Jamaica to share their cultural heritage, to support the work that Jamaica is undertaking to build the economy, build the social fabric. Jamaica, as you know, is a country that welcomes people from everywhere in the world. Our national motto, our theme for Jamaica is out of many, one people. So of course, Nigerians would not feel like foreigners in Jamaica, just as other nationalities wouldn't feel like they're foreigners, because we embrace everyone. And so Nigerians in Jamaica have, as I indicated, have found many opportunities for integrating into the Jamaican way of life. They, you know, have certainly been part of the national development process, and we want that to be strengthened going forward. Wow. And that is why we are doing everything we can at the diplomatic and other levels to strengthen the relationship.
That's a good one. Thank you, Excellency, for giving us your time and allowing us to being part of our success story. Nice having you once again on our platform.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us here at the High Commission, and my very best wishes to you and your team, and all the best for the future.
Of course, you've heard it all from the Jamaican High Commission. I would advise everybody to visit Jamaica. Jamaica is actually, you know, as he said, a place to be. Already you can see I'm taking a cup of Jamaican tea. Yes. Until I come your way next time, I remain Your regular host, Princess Abigail Amalaha, reporting for Supremacy TV. Stay safe. Bye.